Good morning, everyone. I am R. Monica Lakshmi, working as Assistant Professor in the Department of Computer Science and Business System in RMD Engineering College. Today, we are going to see about switching techniques. So, what is switching technique? So, in a larger network, when you consider a larger network, there will have multiple paths. Say, for example, when you want to go from Madurai to Tirunelveli, you can take more than one path. Say, you can go via Tirumangalam, Virudhunagar, and Kovilpatti, then reach Tirunelveli. Or you can go like Tirumangalam, Virudhunagar, then after that you can go to Sivagasi and you can take a different path. So they'll have n number of paths. So this switching technique help us to it helps us to choose the best route or the best path for the data transfer from the sender side to the receiver side. So there are three types of switching. One is circuit switching, the second one is message switching, and the third one is packet switching. So first, what is circuit switching? So in circuit switching, what it is going to have is it is going to have a dedicated path between the sender and the receiver. So what is the dedicated path is? First, the connection will be established, then the data transfer will be done, then finally the connection will be disconnected. So the simple example for circuit switching is telephone network. So in a telephone network, what happens? First, before data communication is being carried out, before we are talking or sending a message, what happens? The connection will be established. Once the connection is established, only we will be able to communicate with the people in the other end. Then finally, what happens? We will switch off the phone, like we will keep the receiver. So that is what happening in the telephonic conversation. So that is the best example for this circuit switching. So a dedicated path is established. The dedicated path, it means that the connection is established, data transfer is there, and then finally the connection is uh, stopped. Then the second type of switching is message switching. The message switching follows the technique of store and forward mechanism. Say for example, in a larger network, when you are sending a larger message, what happens is the larger message will be split into various chunks or pieces. Each piece is what happens from the node, from the sender side to receiver side, we are going to send the message. There will be intermediate, it will have many nodes, or it will have any one intermediate node between the sender and the receiver. What happens here is the individual the broken pieces of the entire message will be stored. First, it will be stored in that intermediate node, and so I'll show it with the example here. So here I'm going to send the message from A to H. Okay, so one message is going to take a path in blue color, the other message is going to take a path in red color. What happens is this message one, so it is taking this route. What happens is this message will be divided into some 3 to 4 pieces. It depends on the message size, and it divide and it will be sent in this way only. And what happens is from A to B, it will be first each piece will be sent to B. Yeah, once the entire number of pieces, if it is divided into 4 pieces, if all 4 pieces has been are received in this B only, then only it will forward that small pieces to the D network. Okay, wow. So this is going to be the type that is message switching. So it is going to divide the message into smaller pieces, and what happens is it doesn't send each piece and that piece doesn't go to the next node in that network. What happens is it will be stored in this B entirely. After all the pieces are received in this B network only, it will be forwarded, and once all the small pieces are received in D network only, it will be forwarded to the F node. Once all the pieces are received in this F node only, it will be forwarded to G, and finally it will reach the H. So this is going to be message switching. Then third type is packet switching. So in packet switching is here also the message is going to be divided into smaller chunks called packets. So what happens here is, say for example, the message is divided into 6 pieces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what happens is the all the pieces are sent separately, but it will be sent with three important things. The one is source IP address, the second one is destination IP address, and third one is the sequence number. So what happens, the sequence number helps in, so the pieces will be sent separately in various path. Okay, so it can choose this path or it can choose this path, and it can go. Finally what happens, say here you can see 2 3 are going through this, 2 3 4 are going through this way, and one is going through this way. So it takes different paths, the pieces are taking the different path, but finally it needs to be organized in the destination end. So for that organizing, we use the sequence number helps in reordering the packet. Then it is going to detect the missing packet. If there are any, once it is ordered, we can find whether all the packets are received or not based on the ordering, and it will send the acknowledgement whether a particular packet is received or not. So this is going to be the packet switching. So this is the third type in switching. Thank you all.